This one's simple, man. It's bigger than basketball. First and foremost, our hashtag this year is one. All right, how many one things at a time can we do that's bigger than basketball? Because I know the talent I have in that locker room. I know the special individuals. Those moments will come, but I try to challenge my young women when they play for me to be more than just basketball players. So for us, thank you to administration. Thank you to all the facility workers. Thank you to all the volunteers. Thank you to the students who gave up parking today so we could have a kids game, all right, for 11 o'clock. Because I told my young women, if you can't have joy today, we've got problems. Because imagine how many kids that showed up today have a parent who can't get off work or don't have the money or resources to come to a game. We just might have had an opportunity where you had a young female watching our females and got inspired to play the game of basketball who's never played. That's what a kid's game does for the youth. Giving back to the next generation, and I couldn't even talk. I just was enjoying it. I'm sure like you all, they were so loud. And what I love about the kids games is when they do well, they cheer. And when we turn it over, they cheer, okay? I didn't cheer on turnovers, Robbie, but they did. So just a great day. And then last but not least, it's just a shout out to my team. I keep saying it. We live in a society where it's always about me, individuals. There's a lot of programs where kids are putting up huge numbers because it's about them. I don't have that team, all right? I talked about it. I've been to 2 Final Fours and had chances to compete for national championships because I was a part of teams that night in and night out, you got to determine who you want to guard. And that's what I have. And tonight was awesome to see because our team noticed the first 3 games Lauren was so unselfish. That she didn't necessarily get enough touches early, and they were committed to throw her the ball. And I was in awe. They didn't tell me they were going to do that, but I'm not a dummy. You can read the room, and for them to do that, again, I couldn't be more proud to be their coach and what today stand for.
Miss November again came out today, had 24 in like 2.5 quarters. I mean, just how special has this start been from her? Because it's not just the points. She's getting rebounds. She's had 5 steals.
Yeah.
I mean, just from a coach's perspective, I mean, what are you seeing from her right now?
Man, I'm seeing everything. First of all, I loved how she went about the game. I think Jerk is a kid where is a role model, talking about role models across the country, where I didn't call many of her numbers, right? Again, 24 for a lot of kids across the country, you're calling their set, calling their shot. There's multiple ones where I would love to know, Nate, no pressure, how many offensive putbacks she had to start the game. I thought she had a lot of rebound putbacks. 3?
No,
okay.
no. I was telling him the number.
Okay. I was gonna say that's impressive. We always have a trivia question, right? Okay, that she had, but she attacked the game with her defense too. Her defense created offense. So again, kids who are like, well, across the country, not my kids, but most kids are like, well, she's got 24. Well, you know what? She plays the game hard. All right, she don't have to go get her number called. She creates her own number, and that's why she's having a season like no other coming out the gate in November.
Tanner? You talked about them trying to feed Lauren a little bit more, and we talked to her about it earlier, but how much more dangerous is this team when she's going downhill and attacking this?
Ooh, it's scary because you got to send 2 people at her. She can score. I know a lot of people are like, switch the ball screen. She shoots floaters like I've never seen, y'all. I've said this from day one. I had Dana Evans. I've had a lot of great guards I've coached, but there's nobody who is skilled as she is to get that floater and layup package where you're like, man, I thought I had her and I didn't. And she just makes the home run plays for our team when we need a tough bucket. So when she's doing that, we're a lot tougher because now you got to pitch in. And then Debrisha Poe, wide open for 3s, where she had 2 back-to-back. Jakayla Jordan, and then the rest of my team will get going because I know one thing, we're going to see zone like no other because we're not shooting it well from the 3-point line. But I love that because if you're going to play a zone, I've got plenty of kids that can knock it down, and I know they'll get in the gym to make those shots.
Lauren was talking a bit about, the transition and getting settled into a new role, things like that hasn't necessarily been easy for her all the time. I guess just where have you seen her grow and kind of mature through this process, and how have you guys kind of helped her out with it?
Yeah, well, first thing I always tell her, if somebody ever messes with you, Lauren, give them Sam Purcell's cell phone number and tell them you're a winner. For real. Because again, I kept referencing it at a time that we live in. I love you guys in the media. Love every one of you. And I'm not pointing out anybody. I'm just talking about in culture because I have a lot of coaching friends across the country, and we talk about this. Just because you don't score 20 points don't mean you're having a bad season. Her team is winning, and I keep telling her this. Don't get caught up in individual statistics. Get caught up in the team. Your team was in the top 25. I think somebody told us we got out. Were you out? Okay, perfect. Let's get back in. Okay, so let's focus our attention on that. Let's focus our attention on winning championships, and then I'll tell her enjoy the ride. And today I think she finally saw that, and that's some of that conversation piece that we had where, man, again, your team is winning, all right? Because there's a lot of kids who would die to be in the situation you're in right now, especially in front of our fans.
Coach, wanted to get your thoughts about Near today. I know she played some extended minutes. She's given you guys extra depth down low. I think, what was it, 7 points, 9 rebounds, 4 blocks, I think. Led you guys in blocks today, so she had a really, really impressive performance overall.
You know what? I love Nair. And what's scary, I can talk to her about her for 2 days. My favorite moment, I don't know about y'all's, but when she grabbed that rebound and she just pivoted and her arms are so long and they were like jumping, trying to knock it, and she was like not phased. Like she just was like, okay, like the kid is gifted. And then also losing Romani was a big loss for us, y'all. You know, to your question and where you were going, people having to step up in roles. Our team's different, man, without Romani. You know, last year when we had her, she was a big part. So I challenged them. Who can do what she did for us? And it wasn't just scoring points. It was rebounding and having a spirit. And as Near keeps going out there, 9 rebounds, 3 for 5 from the field, and I still think she has another level that she can reach. Man, the future's bright for us with that kid.
Robbie?
Goni is one of those two that has to step in
Yeah.
With Romani out, coming off the bench. And I know she set out a year, and then last year kind of working off the bench a little bit. Her roles increased tremendously this year. I mean, what have you seen from her since you picked her up out of the portal?
Yeah, that's the kid I recruited at Louisville. It was actually, I lost her at Louisville. She went to Miami. She said, Coach, I'm not coming to play for you. So that was the beauty of our relationship with her is when I got this job, she was like, okay, I'll give you a second chance. And just again, last year she came in and there was, you know, it could have been some of me of just like, she thought it was just gonna be easy. And I was like, you're not working. So I don't care if I recruited you in high school, you're not playing. Being honest, I'm blunt, because you haven't earned it. And so this offseason, she was like, you know what? My fault. Let me redo all of this. This is on me, which I appreciate a kid who comes in, because you can imagine sometimes the conversations when players come in my office, they're not that. They're not taking ownership. So for her to come in and say, Sam, I'm gonna work hard this summer to prove to you that I deserve to play. And I said, perfect, because I brought you here because I think I want to play you. And so for this to be working out, and then for her to fill in Romani's role, and then but make it her own role. And that's what I told her. Again, I love my team. My team is really sad right now without Romani. But I said the biggest thing you can do when you lose a player is to play for them and don't feel guilty for anything that comes your way.
Stephon?
Follow up on that, do you guys have any update on Romani?
Not yet.
And,
Yeah.
and
I'll have it hopefully tomorrow.
Nyanga was saying, you know, like you were saying about, you know, playing for her, not just playing for herself. I guess just how big is it that, you know, you have a player like that embracing that mentality of wanting to play for Romani?
Yeah, it's huge. It's team culture, right? And I will say this: I do have a statement. She is out for the year. She is. That is official. So that's what news I found out. So I apologize for not answering that question correctly. So back to the second part. Then I'm sorry because I wanted to make sure I answered your
About
first part.
Nyanga, like herself saying that, you know, she wants to play for, you know, Romani and you know, kind of the other teams rally.
Yeah, no, it's culture. It's what I try to establish. Again, that's why I keep on referencing it. As silly as it sounds with one in the hashtag, that's what I take pride in as a coach, that I have one special team, one group of young women that are willing to play together and play for each other. So when they make those comments or say stuff to me, I feel good about what we're doing here.